you better get ready. Bitcoin is repeating the same exact pattern. Take a look. 2014, we went from green, red, red. On the second red, we saw a massive explosion, which led to our market cycle top. Then the whole thing repeated. Then we had green, red, red. On the second red in 2020, this is when the market absolutely exploded. But unfortunately, it led right to our market cycle top. Then the whole thing repeated again. Green box, red, and red. Second red in 24. Will the same thing happen? Because the last two times we had the second red, there was a huge market explosion and it led directly to our market cycle top. The good news is these same patterns are repeating and Bitcoin is dropping clues. If you want to know how much higher could this thing go and when everything could spiral out of control downward, this is the video for you, because you're going to be set up. You're going to leave with tools. You're going to leave with an absolute strategy that will help you dominate. You're going to be able to see prices go up, and you're going to know when this whole thing is going to start shifting and tumbling down. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Steve. I quit my job over 13 years ago, been traveling the world since, thanks to my trading and investing skills. Join me for sponsorship-free TA with genuine value that actually works. Subscribe. Here we are in the Bitcoin US dollar index, and today we're on the 2-week chart. And on a 2-week chart, what we've got is price action above and the stochastic RSI below. And this green box represents the bottoms of all of the markets. You can see this is the bottom of 2014. This is the bottom of 2018, and this is the bottom of 2022. This bottom we labeled as the green box. Now, the green box typically has market structure below the 20. You can see all of this structure really struggling with the 20 level, as well as 2018, as well as 2022. This is typical classic market structure. This is when you want to buy Bitcoin. However, everyone and their grandmother is going to be screaming, don't buy, we're going to go way lower. Except when we were in this green box, when we were back at 15, 16,000, when everyone said don't buy, the whole world was saying it's about to be a gruesome bloodbath. Don't buy unless it goes below 10K. This is what we had to say. Roll the clip. The charts that I studied are saying that the bottom is in. So if you're waiting for prices to dip below 10K, I don't think it's ever going to happen. So we said firmly, 15, 16,000, it's time to buy. It's time to wake the hell up. It is the beginning of the bull, and you can see what happened since then. So this leads us to these other red buttons here. Now, these red buttons are simply stochastic RSI crosses. They typically happen once per year. We have one that happens at the bear market, and then another year later, we have another one happen, and then usually one more year later, another one happen. The problem is we typically only have two. And what the problem is on that second one, it leads us to our market cycle top. How long that takes, we're going to get into. How do we know that it's over? We're going to get to that too. But you can see bottom of the market in green. First stochastic RSI cross typically happens towards the beginning of the bull when we're at a lull in the market and people are still dreaming of lower numbers. And we have that cross and the market explodes, right? And then we get to the second one, and that's when the real explosion happens. When you dig into 2017, when we had our second stochastic RSI cross back in April 2017, and you may remember this if you were in Bitcoin. I happen to remember when Bitcoin was at $100, because that's when I first heard about Bitcoin and started looking into Bitcoin. But back here, the glory days, we were at $1,000 Bitcoin. If you remember that time period, people were going ballistic. And a lot of people thought we were about to have a pretty large crash. But at $1,000, we had a lot of volatility. The market was moving very viciously, but that's when we had the second stochastic RSI cross. In other words, the second red button. And that took us from $1,000 to $20,000. No hype, just facts. Subscribe and relax. When you look at the second stochastic RSI cross of 2020, it took us from about $6,000 up to $60,000. $8,000. It was absurd, right? That's the power of that second stochastic RSI cross. It is wild. Now, when we had the second in this market structure, we were at 50,000. Now, just to put things in perspective, if we were to do a similar move to the second one of 2020, when we went from about 6,000 to 60, it tells us that we should go from 52. Anybody good at math? We're talking about 500,000. That would be the equivalent move without any fluff, without any expectation. It's just simple math, right? We went from 6K to 60 back here in this market cycle at that second red button. If we were to do the exact same thing, it's 50 to 500. Now, is that a prediction? No, we're just stating facts. We're just making obvious observations based on facts. And you can go back. I mean, the prior one wasn't a magnitude of 10, right? You can see it went from about $1,000 to 20. That's a magnitude of 20. If we were to do that, it means that Bitcoin goes from here to 1 million, which is crazy, right? We know that this second one is powerful. We've got that out of the way. But what's more important is what happens next. Now, I want to drop the bomb on you because you're wondering, okay, now this is starting to make sense to me. You buy in the green box, and what you want to do is buy 2 more times in the bull run, both of which happen at the 2-week stochastic RSI cross. You want to buy again here and the last buy here. But what about selling? How do you know when to get the hell out of the way? How do you know when this thing is about to turn? You simply follow the stochastic RSI. What do I mean? Well, let's go back. We've got that green box of 14. We already said that first red box in 2016 and the second red box in April 2017. Remember, back when Bitcoin was at 1,000. Now we rode that wave all the way up to 20,000, and then we had a breach. The stochastic RSI breached the 80 level. That was our signal that this thing is going to get ugly. Now, what happened in the next cycle? Well, the same thing repeats. You buy in green, you buy at that first red, and you buy at the second red. It took us from about 6,000 to 60. But how do you know to get out of the way? Watch the market structure of the stochastic RSI. You want to look for a confirmed cross down of the stochastic RSI below the 80 level. That tells you that there is some trauma coming. Now, what I want you to pay attention to as we move through this bull cycle. Now, keep in mind, we could have a second wave up. In 2021, we had a second wave up only to lead to a double top. But it was a nice little run from about 30,000 up to 70. But it happened with bearish divergence. That could be in the cards. We'll talk about that in a moment. However, just stating the obvious, we are now above the 80 level on the 2-week stochastic RSI. That's major, right? I'm the one who sat here in this chair and said Bitcoin has no chance of a new all-time high unless we have a weekly stochastic RSI cross at the same time that we have a 2-week. That's the only way we're going to see a new all-time high. And we had those crosses back when Bitcoin was at 53,000 in the middle of September. Now, we have more than doubled since then, but now we're above the 80 level. So the one thing and the one thing only I want you to watch like a hawk is any cross down and confirm below the 80 level. That could be a major warning sign of a potential reversal coming. Now, once again, we could take a second swing at the fences like we did here. This only led to a double top, but it was a lot of profits to leave on the table. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here in the next video. No hype, just facts. Subscribe and relax. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.